Everyone meet Kiki. Kiki, do you love me? She loves me. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Telisa from Roessein Art. Today we're going to be talking about how to engrave uncoated metal and why you should keep your old burrs. So be sure to keep watching. The first time I had to do a live engraving event, I had to engrave 150 watches within 2.5 hours, and it was for a notable brand. Sorry. And I noticed that the more that I was engraving it, so the first time I used a Fresh Bur, and then the more that I was engraving, the smoother it got. So I realized that I should have just used an old burr, just use one old burr, and then just to keep going. And you can really tell the difference. So the next, I'm going to show you the difference of those two when you're using a Fresh Bur and an old burr. It's a lot different, even the feel of it. Okay, I am going to engrave this spoon using an old burr and a Fresh Bur, just to show you the difference of how they look like. This spoon is a stainless steel, so it has higher density. So I'm going to use a 1mm burr to show you. Just want to show the difference between a Fresh Bur and an old burr. So this one is fresh. It has more grits. It's a bit sparkly, as you can tell. Whereas this is the old one. It's dull. There's less grits. And I typically like to mark the old burr so then I know which one is the old one. Let's start with the Fresh Bur first. So when it comes to metal engraving, I typically like to go at a medium RPM. So that would be around 19,000 to 21,000 RPM or rotation per minute. So I'm gonna go at 21,000. Okay, so I'm going to engrave my favorite capital letter, which is L. Okay, I'm going slow and steady. And if you notice here, it's not as smooth. And that is because the grits from the Fresh Bur made it really hard to control the lines. Okay, so I'm going to switch to the old burr and you're going to see the big difference. See if you notice that it's so much easier to control the lines. It's way smoother with the old burr. As you can see here closely, look at the difference. You can also see the gridded line from using the Fresh Bur, which is just not at all pretty in comparison to using the old burr. So now you know why you need to keep your old burrs. And now for real life example, I'm going to engrave this guest watch. So you can see here there's some space that I can engrave. I'm going to engrave Kiki's name. So first I'm going to clean the surface by spraying Windex, or you can also use rubbing alcohol just to clean it all up. Now a metal surface like a stainless steel like this typically scratch easily, so you don't want to use a Stabilo all pencil to draft. So instead we're going to use a micron pen, and I am using the thinnest fine point there is, which is 0.1 to draft. Okay, I'm going to show you a little trick on how to use micron on a metal surface like this. I'm drawing a letter K, and you can see here it's feathering, so that's not good. So now here comes the trick. So I'm going to just scribble on the surface, and basically I'm adding some ink on the metal surface. So I'm gonna go that all over the surface that I'm going to write, and then I'm gonna add a cotton bud, and I'm going to just spread that ink apart on the surface. And then I'm going to start writing my draft. Now I decided that I don't like it and I want to add a heart. So I'm going to grab a cotton bud and just spread that ink again to erase my draft. All right, I'm happy with it. My cat's name is going to be on the back of my watch. So we're going to start engraving. So we're going to be using my old burr, and like before, I'm going to adjust the speed to medium, and I'm gonna go with 21,000 RPM. Here's another tip about engraving metal surface. You don't want to go so deep. You don't want to like dig the surface. You want to go lightly, basically like scratching the surface. Just let the drill do the work. Okay, I think it looks so good. So I'm going to clean the surface with a Windex or alcohol spray and just wipe it off with a paper towel. Very lightly though. And that's how you engrave an uncoated metal surface. So some examples of uncoated metal surface that I've done in the past are jewelry, compass, knife, biscuit holder, and candle jar lid. Now, here's the thing. Some metals are fake. They look like metals, but they're actually plastics. So I'm going to be talking about how to engrave plastic on the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.